Long ago, when the world was still abundant with divine energy, there lay a mountain covered in lush green forests, the Nilanchal Hills, cradled by the mighty Brahmaputra river. Few dared to wander into these hills. It was said that it was sacred, steeped in mystery. It was said that somewhere within the heart of this wilderness, a great goddess lay hidden. Her power was whispered in legends, but nobody had ever seen her or found the place where she resided. In the nearby village, there lived a wise sage named Naraka. He had heard the stories of this hidden goddess Kamakya, the goddess of desire and creation. She was said to be the source of all passion, fertility, and the force behind this life cycle of life and death. Naraka felt drawn to her, not just by devotion, but by a burning ambition. He believed that if he could find her and build a temple in her honor, he would become famous. People from all corners of the land would speak his name with reverence, and he would be remembered forever. And so, Naraka set out on his quest. For years, he wandered the Nilachal hills, searching through the dense forest, praying and meditating at every sacred spot he could find. He performed endless rituals, offering flowers, incense, food to the goddess, hoping she would reveal one day. Yet, no matter what he did, how much he prayed, Kamakya remained hidden. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and still the goddess gave no sign. Frustration gnawed at him. Why will she not come to me? Naraka thought. Have I not offered her enough? Have I not proven myself worthy? But deep down, he knew the truth. His heart was not pure. His prayers, though filled with devotion, were tainted with desire of power and recognition. But he could not let go of his ambition. One night, as he sat under a large banyan tree, exhausted from his fruitless search, Naraka drifted into restless sleep. In the depth of his slumber, he had a vivid dream. A radiant figure appeared before him. Her form glowed like thousand suns. Her eyes were deep, filled with wisdom of ages. It was Kamakya herself. Naraka, she said, I do not reveal myself to people who seek me for their own gain. My temple cannot be built by ambition. I am the goddess of desire, but my power is not to be sought for glory. It is to be understood, revered, and surrendered to. If you wish to find me, you must search with a pure heart, free from the chains of ego. Naraka quickly woke up. Her words echoed in his mind, and he knew what he had to do. His quest was not about fame or recognition. It was about surrender. He spent the next years of his life living humbly, no longer obsessing over finding a Kamakya, but instead serving the people of the surrounding villages. He helped the farmers with their crops, the mothers with their children, the elders with their wisdom. Slowly, he began to see goddess in everything. The blossoming of a flower, the flowing of a river, the birth of a child. Kamakya's presence was all around him. Then, one year, on the day of Makara Sankranti, something extraordinary happened. The land was alive with celebration. Villagers were gathered for their annual harvest festival. Suddenly, the ground beneath them trembled. From the depths of Nilanchal hills, a spring of red waters burst forth, gushing like a river of blood. People gasped in awe. They knew this was no ordinary spring. It was a sign, the blood of the goddess herself, a symbol of her divine fertility and power. Naraka rushed to the hills, heart pounding with reverence. He followed the red stream to its source, and there, deep within the mountains, he found it, the exact spot where the goddess's power resided. Overwhelmed with gratitude and humility, Naraka bowed before the goddess, tears streaming down his face. He had finally found her, not through his ambition, but through his surrender. With the help of the villagers, Naraka built a temple at the site of the spring. The Kamakya's temple stood as a beacon of devotion, drawing seekers from all over the land. People came to offer prayers for fertility, to fulfill their desires. Each year, during the festival of Ambubachi, the red spring would reappear, symbolizing the goddess's menstrual cycle, a sacred event where the temple would close for 3 days to honor her rest. People learned to see desire, passion, and fertility not as a thing to be feared or controlled, but as a sacred force of life itself. And also, the temple of Kamakya became the holiest shrines in all over India, not just as a place of worship, but as a reminder that true devotion is not about conquest or power, it's about understanding, reverence, and surrender to divine flow of life.